Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode on deck here on FTSN. Hope everybody's having a great night. Definitely want to kick off today because today is April 15th, 2026, but we are commemorating Jackie Robinson today, who made his debut April 15th, 1947 for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Today marks across all of baseball. Every player in MLB baseball wears the number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson when he debuted for the Brooklyn Dodgers and broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Didn't just face Major League pitching. He faced, obviously intense racism, pressure, and scrutiny, and still performed at an elite level, winning Rookie of the Year and eventually coming MVP. What makes this day special is that, it's just not about remembering Jackie, just the impact that and the doors that he opened for future generations of players. So you'll definitely see tributes and ceremonies all around the league, all centered around his legacy. And even today is, I'm a guy from Southern California. Jack Robinson went to UCLA in Pasadena. So, right there, guys right there. And I've actually, funny story for me, is it's not uncommon in Southern California, especially him playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers, but the baseball field I grew up basically from eighth grade on, not uncommon in a lot of places, from eighth grade in Compton, California, was Jackie Robinson Stadium. Not uncommon, but I did get to play there. It was a old rundown field in Compton, California, but we definitely, today remember the life and the legacy that Jackie Robinson left for baseball for future generations. His influence is still part of the conversation as baseball continues to try with diversity. I did play college baseball, Compton Community College, and on the campus of Compton Community College, they have the MLB Urban Youth Academy, which was trying to get baseball more into the inner cities. Also, Urban Youth Academy, RBI plays through there as well. So that's, is another thing the MLB does, and obviously it's the reason because of Jackie Robinson. It's just a reminder how much the game has grown and how great he was for a guy that faced so much scrutiny, not just on the field, but breaking the color barrier for great players that we've seen in the past, in the past that are able to play now because of Jackie Robinson making her game, better. I want to kick off today with some players that have started off the season really hot, and is it sustainable or not? And if you're watching, you want to throw in a comment, you're always throwing comments are always welcome here. You got something right now. Kind of frustrates me because he did have a good series against the Yankees, but right now the best batting average in Major League Baseball, I wouldn't have guessed it right now, but that's Chandler Simpson of the Tampa Bay Rays. They did just take 3 games from the Yankees, and he did have a good series. They did just get back. They did reopen the Trop, which I will say, congrats. The Rays got a home field. Excuse my language. That field is that ballpark is dog shit. I can't wait being here in the Tampa Bay area for the Rays to have a new ballpark. But Chandler Simpson right now batting .407, 7 stolen bases. He's got eye-popping numbers from mid-April. He's been getting on base a ton, turning every single into chaos on the base path. He's also was hitting over 400 with an elite on-base percentage and stacking steals early. why people are buzzing. He has elite speed. He puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out much, sprays singles, and beats out throws. Like if you are a Yankees fan or a Rays fan, you got to see, you get to see on a regular basis. But if you're a Yankees fan, you got to see this past week. He's definitely a threat with his speed. He has elite speed. He puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out much, sprays the ball. The downside, he's got no power ceiling. I think there's going to be a regression. I don't see him. Obviously, no one's going to be hitting 490. I think he's 419. I think I said 407. I think he's 419. 407, I was right. Sometimes second guess myself. Obviously, no one's going to be hitting 407 all year. But I think some factors have played into that he has definitely been able to play to his strengths, which is his speed, which is a guy who stole over 100 bags in 1 year in over two levels at in the minor league level. But I think because of his lack of power, you'll start seeing a regression where teams will start catching on to his style, that he's gonna want to put the ball in play and use his speed to his advantage, and he's not going to be putting the ball gap to gap. So I could see teams starting to play to that and starting to cut that off. So I definitely see a regression coming. He's also gone up against weak, uneven pitching matchups, but I definitely see a regression for Chandler Simpson. I definitely see a guy who could probably swipe 50 to 60 bags easily with his speed, but I don't see him sustaining an average of over 300. It's definitely an uptick from him last year. It's definitely good to see from a guy who definitely struggled last year. But I just don't see. I think a 260 is more realistic at a high for him. 260, 270. A couple other players who've started off really hot is Andy Pages. Started off the year, he's batting .397 with 20 RBIs. Some of the reasons why it's sustainable for him on the offensive side, he's got power at all fields. He can drive mistakes out. But some of the downsides for Pages, he's aggressive, swing decision. And upside, he's aggressive early in the counts. Why not? He's got a high swing and miss rate, and he has prone to chase, as we've seen in the past. If you watch the Dodgers, and he could definitely be beaten with velocity in sequence pitching. It's probably more realistic 260 hitter, but if you're getting a 260 from Pages, 15, 25 home runs from Pages in that lineup, that's a win, because we all know what he can do defensively on that side. On the side of defense, I think it's a win in that lineup, because I think going into the 25 season, the few weaknesses on the Dodgers was the center field position, and obviously they shored up the right field position with Tucker. But I think one of the other weaknesses they had was the center field position, and the way Pages has started, it's looked like he shored that up. But I think with the swing and miss rate, him being aggressive could play to his factor, as we're only here on April 15th. But I still see a good positive sustainability, but more a 260 hitter. The other one is CJ Abrams. Spent .356, 19 RBIs, 6 home runs. One of the fastest players in the MLB, consistently impacts the game with stolen bases and extra base hits, infield hits. I don't see this sustainable. He's not a guy who's a big power home run guy. I still, 270, 290 hitter. And I just don't see it sustainable. I know not a lot of people are probably watching the Washington Nationals, but I don't. There's one player, and obviously right now he's not going to be hitting the way he is hitting now. Is his his stats are going to come there. There's one player I could consistently see batting at a close 300 clip this year, and that's Ben Rice, or as they call him, Ben Aros. 362 to start the year, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. I think it's very sustainable. Could be a chance he bats 300. In my opinion, one of the best hitters on the Yankees team, if not the best. There's, and I'm going to get into the reasons. First off, he's got legitimate power to all fields. He can drive the ball in the air to all fields. He's not just getting cheap extra base hits. He does damage. He's got very good plate discipline, works counts, draws walks. His production is more tied to hard contact. One of the reasons I really like Ben Rice, and even though I don't like the Dodgers, one player offensively I really like watching is Freddie Freeman. And Freddie, if you've watched anything about Freddie Freeman, when he takes batting practice, he doesn't try to hit home runs. He goes gap to gap. Ben Rice's approach is built on gap to gap and hard contact. And yes, that has been a downside for him. You know, it has worked into a disadvantage for him at times, but that hard contact is going to get him base knocks. I see a 280, 290 hitter, maybe gets over 300, but I think he's the best hitter on the team. And why, excuse my language, why the hell is Aaron Boone benching this guy for 3 games for matchups? I hate the freaking matches. Stop playing the lefty-righty matchup. This guy's the hottest hitter on your team. You bench him for Paul Goldschmidt. Yes, Paul Goldschmidt's a future Hall of Famer, but he's not half the player he once was in Arizona or even when he was in St. Louis. Stop playing the analytics. Stop playing the lefty-righty matchup game. Put it in. You're not going to tell me you're going to bench Ben Rice in October when it's a must-win game, or you got to win in October. You're going to bench him because we're throwing a lefty. He's going to have to face the freaking lefties at some point. So it pissed me off, and I could go off on that all day. On Aaron Boone, there's few things that make me mad, and my producer Bobby Fintox knows one. Is trashing Mark Sanchez, but the other one that gets me really riled up is Aaron Boone, and that gets me really riled up because I do not a fan of the analytics. I don't know, maybe it's not him, maybe he's getting a little pressure from ownership to play more analytics and play the matchup, but make your own decision. Aaron Boone probably gets me more fired up than Mark Sanchez. I love it. It really makes me angry. He plays the matchup, plays the analytics. I don't know. Maybe he's getting some pressure from the front office, but I don't care if this guy's made playoffs or missed 1 year of playoffs in his career. I don't care. You haven't won a World Series. You've been to one World Series in what 10, over in when did he start? 18. It's been almost 10 years. And we haven't won a World Series. I'm sick of them. Will not happen. And I've said my piece with that because it won't happen because the Yankees love him. But one guy besides who the one guy I'd really like, I can't have as the Reds managers is Terry Francona. But one guy I would love to see managing for the Yankees would be Francisco Cervelli. We all saw what Francisco Cervelli did with Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. I'd love to see him. A couple, bigger stars right now that have started off pretty slow. That would be Francisco Lindor. Spent 194. One reason he'll be fine, he's a high contact hitter, doesn't rely on the long ball. But I think his defensive laps have started to bleed into some of his offensive game. Right now, the question isn't about talent. We all know he's an all-star player. The question is more about consistency and timing of the plate. And early in the season, he's fallen short. His power numbers aren't there. Looking quiet. But it's also exactly the kind of player you don't panic on. You shouldn't panic too much. Lindor's got a very good track record of being productive over full season. So the slow stretch, I don't think you should worry too much about that. I think will come back. But we have noticed some lapse in play this year, especially on the defensive side. So I mean, my panic meter from Francisco Lindor's probably more 2 or 3, maybe a 4 out of 10 at most. Once he gets into a full, a rhythm, this guy can flip it on really quick. So I wouldn't be panicking on them. Just a couple, you'll notice a trend. Couple teams that are, should be in serious contention that are struggling. First one's the Mets. Still early, but the team comes into every year with expectations, and the Mets fan base definitely expects World Series or bust. Offensively, they've had stretches. The lineup has looked dangerous, but also stretches where runs are very hard to come by, and they have gone quiet for innings at a time. That inconsistency has been raising some eyebrows. On the pitching side, they've had some okay. The pitching has looked okay, but I don't think their pitching staff is. Excuse me, I'm going to try to pull up their stats real quick. Pull up the Mets pitching staff real quick. No, nobody really scares me in that pitching staff right now. 7-11. I mean, Senga's 0-2, getting lit up with the 7.07 ERA. David Peterson with a 6.41. Noah McLean looking good, 2.28 ERA. Freddie Peralta 3.86 ERA, 1-1 on the year. But that pitching staff doesn't scare me. When the pitching isn't locking things down, and the offense is consistent, that's one of the lose games. Right now, I would say moderate. I'd probably put it around a 5 because it is early panic meter for them. But start paying attention if they can't find more consistency. My second one, my Yankees. Right now, got swept by the Rays. Lost bad yesterday to the Angels. Took the first game loss. Barely took the first game loss yesterday. But, I mean, the expectations are so high, and it's been rough. Offensively, there's been nights where, yes, the power doesn't show up, but hitting hasn't shown up. First off, play Ben Rice. Second, Jason Dominguez is just hitting the shit out of the ball in AAA. Can we bring him up? I get it. I'm always my opinion on Jason Dominguez, put him in center field. He was a center fielder coming up, put him in center field like Cody Bellinger handled left. And give me a catcher who can actually throw the freaking ball, because Austin Wells has no arm, and stop playing Ryan McMahon. But there's been some serious offensive consistencies. I know we saw the other day he got lit up yesterday, but the other day, Ryan Weathers gave up 1 run against the A's and got the loss. You give up 1 run as a pitcher, you think you're getting the W. He threw it out a hell of a game. He got no run support yesterday either. But there's been some inconsistencies offensive-wise. They don't hit. They need more contact hitters. The home run and bust for the Yankees just kills me. Yes, I've heard it with Aaron Boone. The whole freaking yes, he can hit a home run. Yes, he can hit a home run. Can he get a freaking base hit? It frustrates me. Pitching-wise, the rotation will look sharp. They could beat anybody with the rotation they got right now. But when the command slips, they give up early runs, puts pressure on the offense to play catch-up, and it's not sustainable over a long season. I put the Yankees at right now a 6. Not a full panic. I put it at a 6, in my opinion, being a diehard Yankee fan. But it's not smooth sailing because the offense is definitely home run or bust. You're playing matchups. You've got too much swing and miss in the lineup. I'd put it at 6. I'm a little panicked. little, they need to tighten some things up. Now they're going to get a couple arms back here coming soon with Carlos Rendon, with Garrett Cole. But who knows what Garrett Cole is going to look like when he comes back from his Tommy John? He's going to take some time to come in to his own. I'm sure my postseason co-host would add an opinion on this, who was on in the postseason. Finn Stanza was on me as one team. My next team to panic would be the Blue Jays. They've shown some flashes when this lineup is clicking, but they're not locked in. They can put up runs fast in tough matchups, but there's concern for consistency, which was not like the team we saw in the World Series. That team was very consistent, put the ball in play. There's been stretches where the offense cools off and they struggle to generate timely hits, even when they're getting runners on base, which was opposite of what we saw last year. That's the difference between good and great teams, finishing those chances. On the pitching side, I think the pitching side's a little worrisome. I mean, they've had solid moments, but not a lot of dominant, completely shut down games, which puts more pressure on the offense. So on the panic meter, I still put it at a 4 or 5. No need to panic right now, but I think they got, in my opinion, I think you got to look at some stuff. They're not the same team we saw last year in the postseason. So I think there's a little panic there. I put a little panic there on that because they're consistently, in close games, they can't win. The pitching staff, you took a hit with the sign Cody Ponce down for the year right off the bat. Can Dylan Cease figure it out for them? I mean, you lose Bo Bichette. I don't know I don't think their pitching staff's the same. Dylan Cease is, 2.45 ERA. No quality starts yet. Kevin Gausman, 2.82 ERA, but only 2 quality starts. So I don't know if you can rely on Max Scherzer heavily. He's got a 9.58 ERA. I mean, so I would be worried about them. You're one upside for them. You're getting Okamoto, spent 224, so that's a positive. For Vlad, 328. Darton Valsho is now up 263, but Springer is definitely 180. 185 clip right now is definitely struggling. Ernie Clement does his thing, but I would be a little worried where I wouldn't be get early in the season on some of these teams. I wouldn't put a huge panic meter yet. But definitely, I think all 3 of those teams who should be, contending for World Series, have a little panic meter. Yankees 9-8. I think they got some serious holes they gotta fill. Mets, the pitching staff, even though they did identify, adding the starting pitching in the offseason with Freddie Peralta, I think the pitching staff has a lot of weakness, and in the bullpen you lose Edwin Diaz. And the Blue Jays right now 7-9. They're not hitting as consistent as as they were last year, and the starting pitching, is definitely a question mark. All right, so we're going to get into some rapid fire questions, and if you want to throw in your comment rapid fire right now, AL Cy Young, my rapid fire right now for the AL Cy Young's Max Fried. I know he's had a couple poor starts. I still got this guy's 2-0, 0.75 ERA. He's locked. When this guy's locked in, he's untouchable. I would say my dark horse would be Jose Soriano. NL Cy Young could be very easy. It could be Paul Skeens, but I'm going Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think Yamamoto, we all saw what he did in October last year. Yes, he's 2-1 on the year, 2.10 ERA, but this guy gives you high quality starts every game and gives you better and better starts every game. I'm going Yamamoto. AL Cy Young, AL MVP, Bobby Witt Jr. Let me get Bobby Witt's stats right now. I think he's at 262. Watching the let me get Bobby Witt's stats right now, but I think Bobby Witt. And while I pulled those stats up, NL MVP, Soto. Soto's out of his mind, batting 3. I said also Ronald Acuna. I think Acuna on our sorry, I keep on messing this up. I'm trying to look up Witt, and I'm trying to look up. I also think Acuna figures it out. He's struggling right now, but I think he figures it out. Said that on our Marlins podcast with my man Bobby. That's trying to pull up these stats. I think Bobby's 262, 268. Bobby Witt right now 270. Yeah, I'm going Bobby Witt. I know Aaron Judge's the easy one. It's also Aaron Judge right now is starting off slower, which he usually always does. He usually, minus 1 or 2 MVP years, he starts off the season pretty low. NL MVP would be Juan Soto. 355 average, I think it's Juan Soto's time. My AL Rookie of the Year, and after he just signed his massive contract, 8-year, $150 million, is Kevin McGonigal. I think he's wrap it up. I'm going McGonigal. I think this guy's got all the makings to be a superstar, to be the next face of Major League Baseball, one of the faces of Major League Baseball. Right near McGonigal, 311, 8 RBIs, 1 home run. I think this guy just lock it in to be the next face of baseball, and he's going to be the face of baseball. He's going to be the face of baseball in Detroit for the next 8 to 12 years, and I see him. I see him the few faces, and it's great to see a young guy. Also, that might NL Rookie of the Year right now, Sal Stewart. I think Sal Stewart's doing a phenomenal job. He's batting 310 right now. Leading the Reds, 310, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, 431 on base, 638 slugging. I think Sal Stewart. I also think Sal Stewart is one of the reasons he helps lead the Reds back to the playoffs this year. And I would love to talk more about the Reds. If you got anyone different and you want to throw in a comment, if you're in there watching on any of those, throw in your predictions. But those are some of mine right now. As we're wrapping up here, I'm going to just run down. We got some lights, some scores going on right now at MLB action. Right now, Yankees up 3-1. Thank you. Can we hold a freaking lead? Cubs up 5-1 on the Phillies. Yankees up 3-1 on the Angels. Royals tied with the Tigers. Giants are down 8-2 in the fifth. Pirates up 2-0. Braves up 2-0 on the Marlins. Pirates 2-0 on the Nationals. Rays in the middle of the first inning tied. Blue Jays up 1-0. Let's see what the Yankees, how they scored those 3 runs real quick. Let's see what my how. All right, Aaron Judge homered again. Grisham singled, finally doing something. Grisham. Aaron Judge singled. Grisham RBI. Aaron Judge homer. RBI single for Judge, who's now up to 234. Trent Grisham, batting 154, but he starts every game. But that's a quick whip around of action. What's going on now on April 15th. Hope everybody has a great night here watching another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Russ Morgan. Hope everybody has a great night.